following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network at the MissouriSportsNetwork.com. See, I muted my own mic that time. Certainly glad that you have tuned in. We're coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And welcome to our Country Financial Team of the Week segment here. We go just a little bit north on I-44 to Rolla, Missouri, and we bring in Rolla Lady Bulldogs head coach, Coach Charley Parker, along with his starting five. But Coach Parker, thanks for your time today.
Yes, Guy. Thanks for having us.
Coach, you're 17-4 on the season. You've won 3 in a row, about 90% of the way through the season. Tell us kind of what you're doing really well right now, and just your thoughts overall on the season to this point.
You know, coming into this year, we lost so much from last year. We graduated 4 girls. That was 4-year starters, and we really didn't know what we would look like, what our identity would be. I took this group of girls right here to the summer, and right off the bat, I seen what I was going to have. These young ladies, they come out every night, and our defense is really good. You know, we've only had 3 teams that have scored over 50 points on us this season. On average, we're about 39, giving up about 39 points. We thrive off of our defense. Every one of these girls can shoot the basketball. We can score it at a higher level. Each night, somebody's doing something, and you know, I'm excited to where we're at right now. And I think that right now we're playing some good basketball and getting better each day, and you know, I'm excited for these next couple weeks.
As you look at, you know, coming into the season with what you've lost, you know, to graduation, talk about where these group of young ladies, where they had to kind of pick it up. You know, losing 4 seniors, that had to be tough. Talk a little bit about that, and you mentioned the identity changes. Tell us kind of what you mean from that standpoint. Is it a more defensive oriented team compared to an offensive oriented team? Is it taller, faster? What do you mean when you say identity's changed?
Well, we got short. I had last year we graduated Savannah Campbell that stood at 6'2", 6'3", somewhere in there, and you know, for 11 years coaching career, I've at least had a post player somewhere within my program, and I didn't know what we would look like. I didn't know if we could get after it man to man. I didn't know what our defense was going to be. I knew I had kids that could score it, because you know, we all like to shoot it, and we're bad about flinging that thing. We'll let it go. But these girls came in, and you know, this summer I toyed with some things. We ran some zone, and we bounce in and out of all that stuff, and we get up and press, and we try to use our speed and our aggressiveness and our quickness to our advantage. And they come right in, and they bought in right off the get-go, and they set goals on what we need to do each night and where we need to hold people and where we need to hold their best player at. And you know, they hold themselves accountable about that, and we set those goals to try to meet them as a team, and I think that's helped make us successful.
Again, visiting with Lebanon Lady Bulldogs head coach Charley Parker, along with his starting 5, so to speak. And Coach, we'll start with one of your seniors there, with Jessica Pritchett. Tell us a little bit about Jessica and what she does for you.
You know, Jessica, she started playing towards the end of her sophomore year at the varsity level. She's always been in our program. And she stepped up in some huge roles. She got in the starting lineup last year as a junior, and you know, done some really great things for us. But Jessica, you know, she kind of plays that stretch 4 spot where she can step out, she can hit shots, she can score around the rim. But her defensive presence and what she does rebounding, she's just a little under 10 rebounds a game, and she holds herself highly accountable at that. She wants to know every game where she's at. That's her goal. She wants to try to get around that double-figure rebounding. She's been over that multiple times this season. But she stepped up and helped us in the post presence, because that's where I kind of was scared of where we was going to have that's where we was going to hurt at, losing what we lost last year. And she took on the challenge and she jumped right in there, and she works hard at it every day. And I'll put her on her best post player down there, and I'm not scared to let her go down there and bang with them.
Well, Jessica, how are you?
I'm good.
All right. Tell us from your standpoint what you think your role is and your responsibilities are on the team.
Yeah, I definitely think that my main role is to rebound, and I'm okay with that because it's kind of fun to get down there and try to be bigger than I really am. So I would definitely say rebounding, and then I would say just being able to guard like wherever's needed, because some games there will be more guards than bigs, but then like other games like Lutheran St. Charles or even against Bolivar, like we had bigs that I had to guard. And it's really difficult and it's really tiring, but definitely just being able to get out there and guard that like position, since we don't have any bigs this year. Definitely, I think that's more of my role rather than anything offensive. I'm definitely like defensive minded and a rebounder for sure.
Did you have maybe personal and team goals coming into this season? And if so, what were some of those?
Yeah, I think my team goal for like our team was definitely just to get after it defensively and just to play as a unit, because that I think is one of our biggest things from some of the past seasons. But I think this season we all came in and we clicked really well, and we all are like, we just love each other. We're all like best friends on the court. So that was definitely our team goal for me. And then I would say my personal goal was just to be able to step into that 5 position, because I've never played it before. Even though I am like 5'10", 5'11", I have never really played it before. So it was just to get stronger inside and to get better at like finishing and rebounding and things like that.
Well, what's been your biggest challenge going into that, as Coach said, it was a stretch 4, but you call it a 5. So I mean, a little difference there, terminology. But what was the biggest challenge for you?
I think for me, it's definitely just like finishing stronger, like inside, because like I have gotten stronger, but I'm just kind of soft around other people. So I would say, and volleyball is a non-contact sport, which is my sport. So I've had to learn how to just kind of like go with the punches and kind of like fight down there, because they're not going to give me everything. And so I would say that was probably one of my most like challenging things, is just being able to finish and just being able to get good position on the girls that I'm down there with. So.
Very good. Well, hey, on behalf of Missouri Sports Network, congratulations for being part of the Country Financial Team of the Week.
Thank you.
And now Faith Coates is alongside.
Charley Chance, please come to the attendance office. Charley Chance.
Sorry
Did you
about
say Charlie Chan?
that. Yeah.
I don't know what he said. That was so loud.
Okay. Coach, tell us a little bit about Faith and what she does for you.
Faith, Faith started off last year and as a junior, and she was kind of one I was going to bring off the bench. And we had she was right there at the ready for varsity, but wasn't quite there. And then all of a sudden we had a bunch of injuries to start the season. And I threw her right into the Wolves and said, here you go. And the way that she responded to it just completely blew my mind, because she stepped right up to the challenge from the get-go and ended up starting all season long. Even when we got those girls back off their injury, Faith was still in the starting rotation, and I wasn't changing that up because of the job that she had done all season. And this season, same thing. She just came in and she can shoot the ball from the outside, and she's a great teammate, and she's one of our captains along with Jessica. And her leadership and her ability to pick her teammates up, and I put her on the best guard every night. Whoever we play, their best guard, they're getting ready to get Faith, and she constantly steps up to the challenge, and she's guarded multiple Division I girls this season so far, and some really good girls across the board. And she's held them from anywhere from single digits to well below their average, and she stepped up to the challenge, and hats off to her and her getting after it every night. And her and Corey get up there and run my 1-2 spot, and she handles the ball well for us, and she takes a lot of pride in what she does.
Very nice. Well, Faith, tell us a little bit about what you think your responsibility to the team is and your role, so to speak.
I definitely think my responsibility on the floor is defense first and then offense, because defense is going to get your offense going. But I take pride in being able to guard the best player on the floor every game. I love it. It's always a challenge. So that's definitely something that I try to work hard as I can at and make sure I do the best job I can and keep them under their average. I like to keep it to about 10, no matter who it is, but single digits is always nice. I would say that I'm probably the first person to pick everybody up on the floor. I take pride in that also. Like, my teammates are my family, so I always want them to feel good. And, like, if they make a mistake, then it's like, turn the page, you got it the next play. And, yeah, that's probably it.
What's been, you talk about guarding the best player. Who have you really looked forward to this year? Because there's a lot of press out there. You kind of know who the players are. What's been maybe your biggest challenge or something you've really looked forward to?
That's a hard question. I'm going to have to –
Girl from St. Charles.
Yeah.
I'm
going to have to go with Allie Turner from John Burroughs. That's probably the best player I've guarded all season.
And she held her to, that's a really Division I player. She held her to, I think, 8. She got a couple when she was in transition, but held her to 8. And 2 of them was from the volleyball line, and she looked at me like, what do I do? And
yeah,
I
it was
shake,
just a good
shake her
shot.
hand and go on, because there's nothing you can do about that.
All right. Well, Faith, how do you get prepared for a game when you know you're going to guard the other team's best player? What do you do to kind of get mentally and physically prepared?
Usually the day before at practice, we try to get some plays in and run through our sets a little bit. So when we scrimmage, Coach Parker always pushes me to be get up on them or get into them like our underclassmen or our upperclassmen, depending on what teams are. So I really just try to work hard at practice the day before and make sure I'm ready for that. And then the next day, I just try to go in there with the mindset that no matter how good that guard is, that they're not going to beat my defense, because you just got to kind of believe in yourself and know that you can do it.
Very good. Also, congratulations on being part of our Country Financial Team of the Week. And we've got 3 juniors left in the room, and we'll start with Willow Gideon. Did I not start in the right spot?
No, that's right.
That's fine.
Tell us a little bit about Willow.
Willow, she, Willow has been part of our program. She's actually played a lot since her freshman year on, and she's on most nights. I'm part of everybody's scouting report, probably around the 3-point line. She's a really good shooter. She has the ability to really stretch the floor for us, she just has the knack that we can penetrate, we can find her on the outside, and when we get her going on the outside, it opens up our penetration game, and she has the potential to really fill it up from out there, and she's probably one of the better shooters statistically in South Central Missouri, and we just look for her to do her job every night doing from out there.
Willow, how are you?
Good.
Tell us a little bit about what you feel like your roles and responsibilities are.
I feel like this season my role is definitely knock down the shots that I get, because it opens up a lot when I'm hitting shots. It opens it up inside for Jessica or for Faith and Corey to drive. And I also feel just being a good teammate is part of my role, because when we're all cheering each other on, I feel like it just makes us better as a team.
Do you have, and you don't have to tell me what it is, but do you have a favorite spot on the floor where you'd like to get to?
Tell us a secret.
Yes or no? You don't have to tell me where it is.
It's definitely not the baseline. I can say that.
From what I've seen, Guy, it's anytime she comes across half court. So maybe from the parking lot some nights.
Yeah. And Will, as when you're warming up, a lot of times, you see this with basketball, and in baseball to an extent too. You have that great pregame where you feel like I can't miss a shot. Do you have those games where you're warming up and you think I'm not going to miss a shot?
I'm like really superstitious, so when I have warm-ups where I'm making everything, that's just not good. Oh, but when I have like warm-ups where I'm missing everything, then that's usually good.
All right. Note to self.
Yeah.
Will, tell us a little bit about how do you deal with the nerves of pregame, or are you more nervous pregame and then once the ball goes up you're okay? How do you deal with that?
It's actually gotten a lot better over the years. My freshman year, definitely starting was probably one of the scariest things ever. And I used to absolutely freak out every time I had to like shoot the ball or anything. But now I've just like come to realize that it doesn't matter like when I miss. Like nobody cares really. And that's the only thing that like helps me get through it, is just thinking like nobody cares if I miss it because I can go down and hit the very next one. So
more nervous game time or right now?
I would definitely say before games. I usually feel like I'm about to throw up.
All right. So you're comfortable here then. You're not nervous here.
No, I definitely am like sweating right now.
I'm sweating like too. It's okay.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Oh, very good. Well, hey, Willow, we'll let you off the hook and we'll move on. But hey, congratulations and thanks for being part of the show.
Thank you.
And Risa Martin is our next junior. Coach, tell us a little bit about Risa.
Risa came to us a couple of years ago, and she's been a great addition for our program. She's kind of more rounded player, I would say. She can do things off the dribble. She's got a decent mid-range game. She can stretch it out and hit it from the outside. She helps us rebounding. She's had some games where she's pulled down 7, 8, 9 rebounds. She helps us tremendously on the defensive end. Faith usually gets the first guard, then we move on down to Risa and on down the line. And she's a great, well-rounded player and just somebody that's helped us take that step forward to our success this year.
Risa, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about what you think your roles and responsibilities on the team are.
I feel like my role is kind of to just work really hard on defense and cheer everybody on and keep a positive attitude.
As you come into this season, and just by virtue of what I do, I'll get the schedules and I'll look at games. Okay, I'd like to be at this game. I'd like to be at this game. As a player, do you get your schedule at the beginning of the year, and you may know it even at the end of last year, but do you look forward to certain games on your schedule? Do you put little mental check marks by games? Maybe it's a rivalry game. Maybe it's someone that you know someone on the other team or something like that. Are there games you really look forward to?
Yes, this year it's definitely West Plains because last year we played them in the district championship and it didn't go well. So I'm really wanting to get to win that game this year. And there are just certain games that I know I'm going to be guarding somebody. Lebanon, I guarded Reagan, and I feel like that was just a good challenge for me, and I look forward to stuff like that. So good.
Well, you've got a chance at West Plains coming up on, I guess that's Monday.
Yeah.
So are you looking forward to that game?
Yes, we're already preparing. We're so excited. We just really want to win that one really bad.
All right. Very good. So what do you do to kind of get prepared for a game? I know you've got a game tonight with Waynesville.
Me personally, I have a lot of issues with my food and stuff, so I have to prepare and make sure that I'm eating good the whole week before because it will throw me off if I don't eat good. And then I like to listen to music before the game. And also I just say a little prayer because that always helps me because I get really nervous.
What's your go-to tunes? Who are you listening to on your iPod?
Oh, it just depends on the day, really. Sometimes I listen to Rihanna. Yes, she's so good.
Yes.
It depends on the day. Sometimes I listen to sad music, honestly, before the game. I don't know why, but it just makes me play good. But yeah, it just depends on the day, really.
Very good. Very good. Well, Risa, again, thanks for coming in and being part of it, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And our last victim, who's trying to hide, Corey Alcorn. Tell us a little bit about her, Coach.
Corey came over to us this year from St. James, and she's been a great addition for us. She's probably going to rank up there with one of the better guards that I've coached, just what she does and her IQ, her court vision. She's averaging almost 5 assists a night. She had 13 assists one game. She's averaging up there in the steals as well. She's probably 35 steals away from breaking the school record right now for a season. She gets after it defensively. She's probably one of the most unselfish players that I've ever coached. She sometimes will pass up an open layup to find somebody else. And she's really, really good facilitator, very unselfish, great facilitator. And, she's been exciting to coach this year.
Corey, how are you?
You.
Are you nervous?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your game and what you perceive your role and responsibilities.
I love playing fast pace, and I just think I'm a facilitator for this team. And then, if we need, a bucket, I'll go and get one, but I love fasting. I'd rather get a good dime than get a tough bucket. True. But I love making my, full court baseball passes. That's probably my favorite thing to do. Even if they're kind of hard to catch, so that's on me if y'all miss every once in a while. But, yeah, I'm definitely just a facilitator for the team. But, yeah.
Also, hype man.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big hype man.
True.
I love getting hype for my teammates. I say something every play. So, yeah.
Very good. Now, what were the challenges coming out of a St. James team? Now you're playing the big schools all the time. What was that like coming into the season, and how did you have to prepare for that?
I had to prepare a lot during the summer, just getting in more workouts, getting more shots up, because the competition here is a lot way better than where I was originally at. And it's just a lot more high level, more fast paced, just better teams in general. So yeah, it was kind of just hard to adjust in that in the beginning, but it's all good now. So
Are you having fun?
yes, I'm having a lot of fun. I love this team. I love these girls.
Well, you sound like it, and everyone in the room sounds like it, and that's the most important thing. And that, of course, it helps when you're 17-4.
Yes,
True.
I'm gonna go back to the two seniors here real quickly, Jessica and Faith. And as you look back, over your career, and you're 90% through your senior season. If you could go back to that you as a freshman, knowing what you know now, and give yourself some advice, what would that be? And we'll start with Faith, because Jessica had to go first the last time. So, Faith, tell us just a little bit. What advice would you go back and give yourself based on what you know now as a senior?
I would definitely have to tell myself to be confident, just be confident in your shot or your ability to play defense or take care of the ball. Just believe in yourself pretty much, because I feel like to play at the varsity level, now that I've played for 2 years, you have to be confident. And I would also probably say, just don't get too hung up on, mistakes, and you can just always make up for it on the next play.
Very good. Jessica, same question. What advice would you give yourself?
Yeah, I think without a doubt, I would say I would have told myself not to be so hard on myself, because I'll make one mistake in practice, and then I would just have a terrible, literally rest of the week. And Coach Parker has had many conversations with me just crying because I'm just so mad. So I would have definitely said that to just save a lot of tears and a lot of stress. And then also probably just to that the extra work was going to pay off, because I'm not basketball first most of the time. So putting in that extra work really did help me a lot. And so I would just say to keep grinding, because some of those nights that I was in the gym were just long nights, and I didn't know if they would ever pay off.
And and again, Jessica, you're senior, so what plans, if any, do you have for next year, academically or athletically?
Yeah, so next year I'm actually planning on heading down to Springfield and going to Evangel to continue my volleyball career. And my brother's down there playing basketball right now, so it'll be cool to kind of get to be around him and be around some of my other family members next year.
Any particular area of study?
Yeah, I think I'm going to focus on physical education because I want to be a coach someday. And then I'm probably going to minor in like ministry if I end up wanting to be like a youth pastor or something.
Outstanding. Faith, what are your plans for next year?
I will be going up to Fulton to go to Westminster College. I'm going to continue my soccer career and my basketball career, actually. So,
very good. Congratulations.
Thank
Coach,
you.
And again, visiting with the Lebanon Lady Bulldogs and head coach Charley Parker. And Coach Parker, you've got a game tonight, a conference game at Waynesville before you go into the weekend. And what are you going to have to do tonight to come out on top?
We've talked about it. A lot of Waynesville's, everything they do, their success and everything goes around Brianna Hurd. She's averaging 30 a game. Great player, University of Virginia commit. And we know what we got to do. We got to get up in pressure, and we got to try to keep her in check as best that we can, and just execute our offense to the best of our ability, and just see where that puts us.
Outstanding. Well, ladies, I greatly appreciate you guys being generous with your time. I know I may have gotten you out of class, so I apologize to your teachers. We've had 2 bells ring and Charlie Chapman called to the office, so we'll go from there. But Coach Parker, thanks so much, ladies. Again, on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network, congratulations, and maybe we'll get to do this again throughout the year as you get ready to make a postseason run.
That sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
on,
you.
guys.
Thank you.
You're watching and listening to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.